to get yourselves canceled, and that chance is gone because we are starting Ayo and spotlight myself for the beginning announcement stuff. Everybody's favorite part of the show where I talk about harassment and heckling. Hello everyone, welcome to the TB&J Open Mic. I'm your host Tom. Co-hosting with me tonight, as always, is Brooksy. Poopsie. Before we get started, I'm going to do a quick review of our policies. First up, we have a 2-strike heckling policy. So first strike, we will mute you if you're heckling someone, and then second strike, i.e. doing anything weird from your camera, we will kick you out of the room. Next, we have a 0-tolerance harassment policy. I say that with such a chipper attitude because nothing makes me happier than kicking people out of rooms. No, that's not true. I want everybody to have a good time. But if you do feel you're being harassed, send a private message to either me or Brooks, and we will kick them out. No questions asked. And then, also when you perform, if you want, you can either pin or switch to gallery view to see that there is another Zoom box that is a 4-minute timer. That is how you can keep track of your time. Or if you would like an audible cue, just let us know and we will give you a nice 1 minute when you have 1 minute left in your set. And then finally, let's remember to network, guys. We're all funny people. We probably want to follow each other and see what little jokes we're tweeting and pics we're posting. So do that. That's what the chat is for. And then, now, for Schrodinger's audience, please note that this is an open mic, so the comedians performing come to us with varying levels of experience. Be nice. Also, the content featured on the show and all of our shows may not be suitable for all audiences. You have been warned. And if you'd like to support the stream, please consider making a donation of any size at district-comedy.live or Venmo me at District Comedy. And even if you can't make a donation, please consider sharing the stream or the page. Every little bit helps to get us closer to finding our eventual comedy sugar daddy. And links to where to do all those things are in the stream description. Now I'm gonna get us started. Woo, 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 woo. Give it a good time, everybody. Oh, man. As you can tell, I recently got over trying to hide the fact that I'm doing this from a closet. Because I just have no shame anymore. You guys know I work in a library, therefore no shame. I'm really excited to announce, though, that is actually not entirely true anymore. I have gained other employment. I'm officially a published comedy writer. Right! I know, that's so cool. So, if you guys are familiar, it was actually kind of a big thing when it came out. If you're familiar with the Target Pride collection, there's a shirt that says, "I can't even think straight." That was me. It really makes me feel good to be able to help one of Fortune 500's top 50 corporations exploit the celebration of a marginalized community for cash.
Right.
But here are some of my other submissions that did not make it. It's okay to be gay, no homo. Love yourself, it's gay. My personal favorite, bye bitch. And finally, I got 99 problems and they're all systemic oppression. Yeah, coming in with all the positive vibes tonight. No, for that last one, it was actually going to make it onto a shirt, but then they realized they were going to have to make the font too small. But also, happy Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. It's also Older Americans Month, which is really stupid. Like it's an actual thing. It's like, did you say this happens every May or it's every day? But, honestly, I can get behind it. I mean, Older Americans Month is important so that we can celebrate the countless contributions they have made to our community, like a broken economy or Mitch Mcconnell. It's like, I don't know which I should do. Save the Arctic ice sheets or save to make sure we still have Social Security and Medicare. Yeah. Ending strong. Bet you guys weren't thinking political Tom was going to show up tonight, but here he is. In fact, let me do another 20 minutes on the insurrection. No, I'm all out of time. Oh, damn it. Oh, no. Give it up for me, everybody, your host. Woo! And up next on our list, Let me check real quick just to make sure he's in the room. He is not. Okay, next on our list. Oh, I know this guy. I'm gonna modify his intro a little bit because he's been coming to the mic for a while, so I know more stuff about him. But he's a cheerful dude from Canada, and we also learned recently that he has a 13-inch penis. Give it up for Mark Hallworth!
Hey, that's not. Oh man, I gotta watch what I say at this show. Okay, that's not a. Okay, that was definitely a joke. I would have no blood in my head. Anyway, I'm gonna sing this. Give it up for Tom, everybody. You're right, Tom. That's fun. That's fun to sing. That's a good one. It's more fun to sing that. What's up, everybody? Yeah, man, I'm from Canada, and okay, so I have a friend who loves the Toronto Maple Leafs so much, oh my god, that if they don't win a game, his entire world like shatters, and he gets directly into his pajamas. It's like he's going through a breakup. It's the saddest thing. You're like, you can forget about Austin Matthews. He's like, you don't know him like I do. Like, it's the saddest thing I've ever seen. And so I didn't really realize I had something. I didn't think I had something that could like dictate happiness like this, but man, I do. And this is super personal, but don't feel bad. My night is ruined if I'm with a woman and I can't get that woman to couple ammo, finish orgasm. I guess I'll just say just in case someone's so confused. Finish a sandwich? What's he saying? Get her to put bacon on it, bro. It's crazy. It almost makes me wish I was like a douchier person that was like, I didn't know fucking women finished at all. I'm in this for me. Like, it almost put this in your pipe and love it. Like almost. But man, I get so pouty. It's crazy. And she could be like the nicest person. Oh, Mark, who cares? Let's just watch a movie. I'm such a piece of shit. I'm like, yeah, let's watch a movie and then stop just when we get to the climax. Come on? Like, God damn it. Cinematic edging. Anyway, I'm a cheerful guy. People are like, Mark, I don't think I've ever seen you upset. Yeah, well, let me go down on you, I guess. That'll be your introduction. I certainly wish I was better at, if you're anything like me, when you're going down, you're just closing your eyes and saying a prayer. I guess. I don't know. Just hoping. At least you're closing your eyes. I've heard female friends tell me that some dudes don't close their eyes. That sounds really creepy. Like looking up at the woman like a football player at the line of scrimmage. Thanks for putting me in, coach. That's insane. But a trick that's come to my attention, if people heard about this to help you along there, fella, is to dance your tongue around in the pattern of the alphabet, which is like, that can't be the best way to do it. Letter by letter. Wouldn't it be better if it was a bunch of tongue twisters? If it was like little Lenny licked the labia. I just don't want to do this. I worry that the alphabet's not long enough or something. I don't know. I feel like a guy like me, I'd have to add alphabets at the end, like Greek and all this. This is why dweebs like me had to invent new languages like Klingon and Elvish and stuff. Vulcan, that's probably what that was. That's right. I bet it was some dweeb that like me that was like, I've used every real alphabet. Maybe the tongues of Rivendell will awaken the dragon. That's all I wanted to work on. Thanks so much, everybody. This show's such a blast. Cheers.
Give it up for Mark Hallworth, everybody. Oh yeah, just resetting the timer for the next comedian. Oh my god, what a great visual line of scrimmage. All right. Yeah, keep it going for Mark Hallworth, everybody. Funny guy. Check him out. Put your social media stuff in the chat so we can follow you creepily. Our next comedian, it is her first time on the mic, and she asked me to introduce her as a comedian, which I've already done by saying our next comedian. And there we go. Give it up for Rachel Mack. Woo, 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 woo.
Hi everyone. Thank you. I am a comedian. I had a baby during the pandemic. Thank you. Would not recommend. Pretty rough. Pregnancy was rough. Pregnancy is pretty crazy. I think the craziest part about it is that the woman doesn't have to come in order to get pregnant. Isn't that insane? I feel like I feel like the woman should have to come in order to get pregnant. Honestly, the fact that the woman doesn't have to come in order to get pregnant, that's why I stopped believing in God, because that would have been like an easy give. And I feel like if women had to come in order to get pregnant, teenage pregnancy would be over, you know? Those 16-year-olds are not coming. They're not coming until their second husband. My grandma had 12 kids. That's insane. She must have like been one of those women who can come from a penis. Have you heard of these people? Magical creatures. It was not a gene that I inherited, of course. 80% of women cannot come through penetration. And I said that once, and some woman was like, well, I can. And I was like, shut the fuck up. You're ruining this for everyone. I used to have sex with guys, and they'd be like, yeah, girl, you want this dick? And I'd be like, not really, but I'm from Wisconsin and I'm nice, so I'll take it, My sister had a baby before me. I didn't know what to name my baby, but my sister had a baby before me, and she named her baby Franny, which is the name of the HR woman who fired me last year. And my sister knew that and still named her Franny. So I decided to name my baby Jason, which is the name of the guy who stalked my sister in college. We weren't sure what to name the baby for his last name because I didn't take my husband's last name. So I was like, he should probably just have my last name. And my husband was like, I was also kind of involved in this, barely. But we decided to give our son a really powerful, strong, hyphenated last name. So his name is Jason Ocasio-Cortez, and I would say motherhood. No one told me beforehand, like, don't do it. Everyone was like, it's going to be hard, but it'll be worth it. Haven't found that that's the case. I'm pretty exhausted, constantly tired. I have no time to do anything. And I told my husband that I am suicidal. And he was like, well, do you have a suicide plan? And I was like, no. And he was like, well, it's really only worrisome if you have a suicide plan. And I was like, when the fuck would I have had time to develop a plan? If I kill myself, it's because we can finally afford a nanny. That's that's the truth of the matter. And that is it for me. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Give it up for Rachel, everybody. All right. Keeping it moving, keeping it rolling. God, we run such a great fun mic here. All right, next up on our list. This is just me trying to buy time until I can actually find the correct document to bring up with the set list. It's a fun time. But this next comic is the funniest person whose last name I can't pronounce, Amira Abu Al-Saud. Yep, she was right. Damn it. Give it up for Amira. Woo, woo, woo,
woo. Thank you. My dad hates American names. So he was trying to name my nieces, my 2-year-old nieces, Barbie Khadija. Why don't we just call her Amy? It's fine. Or other Arabic names like Aya. So I wanted to be a police officer, and I was talking to one to see how he liked his job, and he's like, oh, it'll be hard on relationships. And I was like, oh, nice. I would have a relationship. I had a lot of watery eyes for a long time or whatever, and I thought I should see an allergist, and she was like, you're just sad. I get my gigs like I get my men when someone can't come. So I like to work out next to the hot men at the gym and memorize their schedules so I know when they're coming in. But Mike didn't come in yesterday, so it was like I worked out for nothing. I mean, my heart's in better shape, but it's lonely. I mean, like, the next day I felt more motivated because I know at 7 o'clock Alan is going to be there and I can just run on the treadmill behind him and he'll just get me in shape for stalking other men. Like the other day I went to Target and this really hot guy held the door open for me. So I started following him and he was like, we got to talking and mostly he was telling me to stop following him. I was like, if you didn't want me to follow you, then why did you hold the door open for me? And then he was like, it's an automatic door. All right. So, okay. So when I was younger, my dad told me not to talk to boys. And so when I was always a new girl too, like every year or two we'll move. So this guy came up to me and was like, hi, my name is Brendan. Nice to meet you. And I just ignored him. And I came home and told my dad this story. And he was like, that's rude. Why didn't you say hello? Like, you told me to ignore them. I don't know. Like, I don't remember that. You're weird. I don't know. So, yeah, that's why I stalk men. Yeah. All right. So in my religion, if you say Bismillah, it blesses your food. And if you don't, the devil eats with you. I don't say it for the company. All right. So I used to be an agoraphobe. If you're not familiar, it's when you're afraid to leave the house. And so I was living in Cambridge, this really like hipster weird town. And so this criminal came into the building and tried to hide. And I went to the bathroom and hid. And the police was asking my dad, like, hey, can you get out of the bathroom? He's like, I've been trying for years. You won't get out. I don't know why he sounds like a vampire. He's from Texas. But like they were like, y'all too weird, even for Cambridge, and just left. Like, oh my God, I got away with crime. Agoraphobia is good. All right, so I like going to the dentist because I get a guy that caresses my face but doesn't expect anything else. I like going to the eye doctor because I get a guy that looks directly into my eyes instead of the TV behind me. Thank you. That's my time.
Woo, woo, woo. Give it up for Amir, everybody. Feel free to put your stuff in the chat if you want us to follow you. Yeah, plot twist, us follow you. Hey, because of all the stalker jokes. But up next on our set list, we got a really funny comedian who asks me to make stuff up for him, and I'm not going to talk about his weirdly toothy eyeballs this time. No, sir. I wouldn't do that. I'm going to talk about he's been doing some dad material lately. So give it up for Ralph Anthony. Woo!
Yeah, awesome. Oh yeah, doing dad material. I almost rather hear about that toothy fucking eyeball I got. Right? I think that's what they call a lazy eye, a snaggle tooth, right? Is that it? Snaggle balls? I don't know. That sounds like a weird deformity that no one should talk about in public. Okay. Way to alienate the crowd, Ralph. Oh boy. Well, I will tell you guys this much. I love to read the newspaper. I surprisingly I read the newspaper every single day, but I don't give off newspaper vibe. I don't give off newspaper energy. I get that. I look like a dude who buys the newspaper just to go right to the cartoons and horoscopes. Like that's the energy that I'm bringing to that conversation. But I love the newspaper. I hate the fact that people still have an issue with who uses what bathroom. It fucking drives me nuts, man. Like, it's 2021. Who gives a shit, right? Who cares who uses what bathroom? I don't fucking care. Just light a match when you're done taking a shit. Like, that's... I mean, why is this more complicated? Light a match, have some potpourri, get Febreze. I don't fucking know. Who cares? Respect the air. Don't respect the bathroom. Respect the air. You know, don't leave a floater. That's another. Don't leave a floater. Okay, respect your fellow pooper. Seriously, I could care less who's standing next to me at the urinal. Doesn't faze me. Doesn't bother me one bit. What does bother me is if that person turned around and then took a shit in the urinal. Yeah, that's what I have a problem with. Urinal shitters. That's who needs the separate bathrooms. We need a bathroom for people who know how to use the bathroom. And then we have a separate bathroom for people who like to shit in urinals. Ladies, if you've never been in a men's public restroom, there is always one urinal with one sad, lonely turd sitting in it. It is a staple. It is about American is apple fucking pie. But I got questions. How bad do you have to take a shit where you can't make it to the stall? How bad do you have to go where you bust through the door and then you see a white, pee-covered porcelain urinal and your first thought is, yeah, that looks like a good place to shit. That looks like a place where I could really relax, get some good reading done while I pinch this fucking turd off. How can we never see any toilet paper in the urinal, huh? How strong is your rectum where you can just snap that fucking turd right off?
Oh, gross.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I said it. Also, how good is your balance? Because I don't know if you've been to a urinal. They're made for tall people. I'm 6'2", and if I wanted to shit in that urinal, I would have to get on my tippy toes. You know what I don't think of when I'm on my tippy toes? Taking a poop. I'm like, don't fucking fool. How can you imagine? Get on your tippy toes and then pretend like you're taking a shit. It's very hard. All right. That's
Whoa. Give it up for Ralph Anthony, everybody. What can I say, man? Shit happens. I'm sorry. I should leave the jokes to the professionals. All right, next up on our set list. Here we go. Feel free to take that bathroom break now. It's Rebecca Bollinger.
Hi, everybody. So I'm just gonna start off by just acknowledging the elephant in the room. We're probably all thinking it once you've taken me in. I'm just gonna say it. It's truly a miracle that I have made it this far in my life without joining a cult. But there was one really close call in college where I became a theater major, but don't worry, I made it out. But the older I get, the more I realize just how susceptible I am to joining a cult, because if I could describe myself in 5 words, it would be weak and desperate for approval. That's me. Anytime someone has told me that I am living my life wrong, I'm like, oh my God, is it that obvious? Please tell me what to do. So apparently, cults do their best, recruitment amongst people going through major life transitions. And I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I have been in a perpetual state of transition since, puberty. Okay, my morning routine consists of Dear Diary, yesterday sucked, perhaps today I will improve. But I'm just a sitting duck for these people. Honestly, if Taylor Swift decided to make a cult, I'm fucked. Okay. I hate thinking for myself. I can't do it. I can't make a single decision unless I have an army of people behind me going, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. You know? You know how like the government makes you consult like 50 people before you get an abortion? I need to do that if I want to try a new tinted moisturizer. Okay. But yeah, I'm completely forgetting what the next part of my thing. I memorized this like right before we came on. My next joke is, my love language is following direction, okay? So if Brittany Holt from 7th grade, remember her? If she called me up today and was like, listen, bitch, tomorrow you and I are wearing matching teal polo shirts. I would have no other choice but to beg my mom tonight to drive me to Kohl's. Okay, it would be an emergency. My family has me on what they like to call cult watch because they know that I am a Manson girl in the making. I'm basically Iran, where I have all of the ingredients for an atomic bomb. They just haven't been assembled yet. Okay. So my rules for cult watch are this. Okay, 1, I can't go on any unsupervised trips to California. Number 2, I can't read any self-help books by an author who has previously dabbled in science fiction. Okay? And number 3, if I have a boss that refers to the staff as a family, I have to quit immediately. You know? For my own. Now, switching topics completely, this actually, Rachel, you were hitting the nail on the head. I was thinking about this earlier this week. Why is it that babies traditionally get the father's last name? This enrages me. Okay, the mother spends 9 months destroying her body whilst stone cold sober. Okay, all of that just to become the baby's personal dairy queen. Okay, meanwhile, the dad just gets to swoop on in at the last minute and claim credit for an orgasm that he had almost a year ago. All right? That's like doing a group project where your partner's only contribution was jizzing all over the poster board. All right. That's me. Thank you so much.
Give it up for Rebecca, everybody! Oh, God. It's funny you mentioned that because little known fact, me and Rebecca were in that same theater cult together in college. And luckily I got out and now do stand-up comedy, which is completely different. Either way, I also want everybody to just like, I don't know, if you want to participate, I'm not used to this happening, but we actually have like a couple people like chatting in the chat, at least on our Facebook. So if you want to say hi, I'll just relay real quick. Someone said that I'm awesome, and Lisa, who's the co-host of our other show, said, great job, Rachel. So that was, she's not there you are. Okay, great. She said, great job. So anyway, I won't do that again, but now you all are aware that I guess people are watching. That being said, I'm going to transition, and my co-host, Brooksy Poopsy, is going to be taking over for the rest of the night. Take it away, Brooks.
Hell yeah. All right, everybody. Welcome to the unprofessional part of the mic when things go off the rails. Tom, is it weird that, like, when you said, speaking of, my immediate thought was, like, great, he's going to bring up the time I jizzed on a poster board? All right, that's the only attempt at jokes I have tonight, guys. So I'm really excited to introduce our next comedian. She is a comedian edgelord from Canada. Give it up for Desiree Wall.
That's right. I am not going to fill out my census on time. I'm going to go to minimum security prison. Apparently that's a thing. If you don't fill out the census, you are jailed. One day I'll make a joke out of that. I just think it's a funny observation. Don't worry. I'm getting to the Uncrustable stuff soon. Tom, I would like a t-shirt that says I got 99 problems and systemic oppression is all of them. Please start an Etsy shop. Yeah. So most all of you know this, except for maybe like one person. I'm Canadian. Yeah. There's no joke there.
Yeah.
It used to be a humble brag, big flex for me, but since you are beating us at the vaccines, that has not been the case. It's been really hard for me that America is beating us at a healthcare issue. I find this ironic because it's $3,400 American to take an ambulance to the hospital if you do not have insurance. That's a lot of money because it's American dollars. Our dollar's low and it's funny. In Ontario, which is the province I live in, province is Canadian for state, as I think most of you know now. They decided they were going to charge people $45 for the ambulance in about 1990. And people were livid that the government would have the audacity to charge its people $45 for health care. They also make it a surprise. So people were also angry. You get the bill much after. For the Canadians that are like, we don't have to pay for the ambulance. Yes, you do. Yes. Anyways, I remember when I was little, I got injured and my mom was like, oh no, I think we need an ambulance. And my dad said, no, put her in the back of the car. I'll drive real fast. I have this funeral sticker. Don't ask me how I got it. Because I'll be damned if I'm paying $45 for a child to go to the hospital. To be fair to my dad, the house rule was if you can still breathe and talk, you do not need an ambulance. So shame on me for not passing out cold. One of the other things I find fascinating about your healthcare system is having a baby. Best case scenario is going to run you $10,000. And that's not like to raise it right and send it to a good school. That's to physically extract it out of your body or your partner's body. Yeah, having kids is bad enough, America. Why do we have to saddle new parents with debt? Yeah. I'm actually a twin, and I was born 2 months premature, and my parents, because they're sociopaths, used to say, like, if we were Americans, I'm not sure why they sound like gangsters, but they do. If we were Americans, we'd be like broke and homeless because of your birth. So when I was little, I was like, so like, what do Americans do that have twins that they weren't expecting? And my mom looked at me deadpanned and said they stay in the hospital forever. So till I was about 11, I just thought all American hospitals were like the scene from The Shining in the hallway, but with children. Thank you. That's my time.
All right, you guys, keep it going for Desiree Walsh. Our next comedian is a really funny guy from Canada. Give it up for Evan Klim.
Thank you so much, Brooks. Thank you. Hey everyone, it's Evan here. Let's get this started, okay? So I'm gangly. Round of applause if you're a part of the gangly gang too, okay? Yeah. What's our colors? Black, because it's slimming. Yeah. Yeah. Growing up and to this day, a lot of people would look at me and think I would run because they say I have a runner's body. And I find that really offensive, okay? Don't assume my lifestyle based on my appearance. Thank you very much. Okay, I'll admit it. I do run, for my problems. Yeah. It's quite slimming. I recommend it. 5 stars. Yeah. So here's some good news. Yesterday, I got my first vaccine dose. Very exciting. You know? Yeah! It's funny too because it's just getting that vaccine. I feel like it's been like a race, and I'm not a runner as I previously stated. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah. But yesterday I finally crossed that finish line. I got my first shot, and I got it at a horse racing track. It was ketamine, but it still counts. Yeah. So I used to work at a call center, and I wasn't a really good employee at all because I didn't make any calls at all for that. So I guess you could say I phoned that one in. Thank you. Yeah. I like to think of myself as an honest person. That was a hard shift, but I do like to think of myself as an honest person. Like whenever I'm at the self-checkout at the grocery store, I'm always honest, and I tell the machine how many bags I'm using.
Wow.
I know it's the least I can do after all the groceries I just shoplift. So yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna get into this. Okay. I hate how people are trying to get me to eat nuts. Okay. I really do. I don't like how they taste at all. Like the only good tasting nuts are the ones that are like dipped in chocolate. And at that point, if I ever get like chocolate nuts, I just suck off the chocolate and I just spit out the nut. Yeah. I don't swallow. Yeah. My girlfriend though, she's nuts about them. Yeah. And like, and she tells you she doesn't understand like my deal. She's like, Evan, why don't you just try nuts? And I don't know. To me, like eating nuts is like listening to the Grateful Dead. I don't. Okay. I don't because I just don't like them. And I'm told I should like them because of other kind of like tastes of like music I like. But like listening to them, I don't know. They're such a drag and they're so boring. I don't know. Probably I wasn't a part of that group of people that like them. I don't know, man. But it doesn't matter. And don't try to ever sprinkle Dead songs into my psychedelic rock playlist because I know when they're in there, and I'm not gonna like them. I'm not. Yeah. And like people are saying, "Oh, no, they're amazing. You should actually give them a try." I was like, I don't know. People make a lot of like a lot of stupid things, like the Grateful Dead. So yeah. Peanut butter though, I fuck with peanut butter. Okay, I love eating peanut butter and jam sandwiches. They're so good. And it does seem a little weird that I would have like such a beef against nuts, but not peanut butter. Well, the reason is simple. Okay, peanut, it's not a nut; it's a legume. So there you go. That's my time. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
All right, you guys, keep it going for Evan Klim. We need more jokes about the biological differences between peanuts and tree nuts. Like Evan, are you gonna get edgy and talk about how pine nuts are a seed next time you do that set?
What's a pine nut?
Okay, never mind. We can all tell that I've gotten fat in lockdown by watching cooking videos because I'm like pine nuts, and I was like, no, I look like a person and not a troll goblin. Oh no, not even a pity laugh at that. Wow. Room check. Okay, yep, she is here. Our next comedian is she likes laughter and enjoys long walks in the mountains. She produces The Weekend Remedy most Saturdays at 8 p.m. where she enjoys laughing and long, winding comedic sets set up with good peaks and punchlines. Give it up for Grace Snyder.
I'm really more of a poet than a comedian. I like to write poetry. So y'all should have snapped for that. All right, let's just dive into it, you guys. You know what's coming out soon? Cicadas. Brood 10. This brood is coming out, baby. Brood X. Generation X is coming to your doorstep, your bed, your screen, porch, everywhere. You will be on the toilet and you will hear them. It's tinnitus for the rest of us, great equalizer. So I'm excited. I love those little guys. I love their little dead bodies. I love watching them climb trees. I pretty much love watching them mate. Do I have a problem? Yeah, I do. But I don't have tinnitus, so I can handle the buzzing for a little bit. All right, I'm gonna dive from one bug to a guy who looks like a little bug. Bill and Melinda Gates. What's up with that? Oh my God. Do you know I am more disappointed about this than like Brangelina Jolie, whatever the guy's name was, the ones who were married, Brangelina and those people, Jay Leno and Angelina Jolie. I know who it was. Okay, I get it. It's Brad Pitt and that woman, Angelina Jolie. That man and that woman, they're like beautiful together, right? And they have all these beautiful children they've adopted. Point is, Bill and Melinda Gates, I look to them as like stability. Was I wrong? Yes, I was very much wrong. I just wonder if anyone has made the suggestion to Bill. Why don't you just turn it off and wait a little bit and then let it reboot? That works for me. It really does. What's not working for me? Well, what's working for me is found a date recently. His name is Matt Gates. Really excited. Which says something about me, right? Matt, I'm not 40. Pay no attention to the ID you see before you. Oh, God, what a loser. I love it. I'm sure we've all talked about this, that there's the ex-QAnon, excuse me, I almost called them the ex-brood. QAnon is like all, flippity jippity, worried about pedophiles or pedophiles, however you pronounce it. And they've got one in their own backyard. It's just amazing. But I get it. They all look alike. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to segue to this. This is something I'm trying because I'm doing comedy for a bank. I work at a bank. I know it's and I'm really grateful for the job, but they want me to do environmental comedy. So I have to talk about recycling and, that the world's just spinning out of control and make it funny. So right now, one of the things I'm thinking about is that my parents are accidental conservationists. They had a swimming pool. They moved to this small town. They sold their house in Atlanta and found a cheaper place in the like a village, in a town, in the rural area. And it is now a pond. They made it into a pond by just neglect, And I would just like to say there's a lot of beautiful things that come out of neglect. I'm one of them. So I want to thank them. They were really good at that. Like, that's just like, that shows you what was going on there. I just want to close out with this. Another politician, Mitch McConnell. All right. He married Elaine Chow, right? Excuse me, Chow. My God. She's from Taiwan. I'm like, how come he gets a mail order bride? Where's my mail order husband? That's all I have to say. Like, do I need to grow a something chin hair or whatever it's chin glottals? What is this chin stuff? I need to grow it so I can attract somebody at this point. That's where we are. All right, you guys. My name's Grace. I know it closed in a weird way. Ciao.
Woo! All right, keep it going for Grace Snyder. Jeez. All right, he's back again. This next guy will not take a hint. I guess put your hands together for Josh Mandel.
Thank you guys. Thank you. I got scammed. Yeah, and the worst part is I started out knowing it was a scam. Yeah, and I hate to even tell you guys, but here's a text that convinced me to invest. He said, "Hey, bro, it's time to cash out." And then he sent the money face emoji. This guy. I was like, you know what? That sounds legit. I'm in. And then he says, "All right, word, give me $80. 2 weeks later, I'm going to give you $2,000. And I was like, wait a second. Is this illegal? Because if it's not illegal, it's definitely a scam. And he says, no. And he says, yeah, it's illegal. I said, okay, word, I'm still in. It was one of those scams, it was one of those, if you open a bank account, you get a reward, except the bank account was him and the reward was nothing besides the confirmation that I am an idiot. Yeah, he said it was illegal, but it turned out the illegal thing was actually just stealing from me. I thought me and him were gonna illegal someone else together. He goes, me. He pulls up. He's like, yeah, just give me the cash. So we meet up, and he's out of breath, and I'm like, I'm starting to be real suspicious of everything he's saying, but he's out of breath. I just walked 6 miles to get here, and I was like, well, I didn't realize how far you came to rob me. Oh. The inconvenience, and it did occur to me, wait a second, if he can get $2,000 at the snap of a finger, it's why didn't he take a car? But then I was like, oh, he either likes aerobic exercise or he's investing his money elsewhere, and I totally get that. I would too, to be honest. With my $2,000, I was actually going to buy an insane amount of weed for my homies. Oh, that was the plan. Didn't he cares about the earth, Josh? Hell yeah. He actually doesn't. He might care about the earth, but I don't think he does because he litters a lot. He's that type of guy. And I was like, how can I get my money back? I just, you know what I mean? I've been robbed. I've been robbed. So I text him, yo, my uncle is a cop. I don't want to make this harder than it has to be. Could you just give me my money back? And he but my uncle's a life coach, and not a great one. He probably would have said, "Don't invest in pyramid schemes, Josh." I would have said, "Thanks, Uncle Life Coach." Then he would say, "I bill by the hour." So, yeah, it was, and that was it. I didn't get my money back, you know. But have you ever been robbed by someone you have mutual friends with? Because we end up at the same party, and I was looking at him like, wow, I really want to get my money back, but it would be so embarrassing to get robbed and lose in a fight. And so I decided to be peaceful, you know. Some people told me it was kind of like Jesus. Won't say it myself, but hey, it was Messiah-esque. Messiah-esque. Mark, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it was so that was the story of how I basically became the Messiah and also got robbed. And did I learn my lesson? No. Got robbed again like 2 months later. I'll tell you about that next week. Thank you so much, Brooks and Tom. This is always a great time. Thank you all for paying attention. Gosh, I hope you have a good night.
All right, you guys, keep it going for Josh Mandel. Our next comic is a DC-based comedian. Give it up for Adam Lax.
What's up, man? Grace was talking about Mitch MCConnell and that thing under his neck, which is obviously, you know, a frog's vocal sack. Just spouting out bullshit. Guys, I got my second dose of the vaccine. Yeah. One hell of a Windows update. That last little laugh sounded like it had like a little rhythm to it. Guys, I got a new job finally. The only problem is that it's a job. Like, I don't want to be working a job. Like I consider myself more of like an aspiring trust fund baby, or like a Kardashian in training. But like in a job, like at least you get like that PTO, right? You know, but like in the US, we get like maybe 10 days a year. Like I have had longer acid trips than that. Like I read somewhere that like medieval serfs, they got like over 200 days off. That's right. Like Robin Hood's married men got more PTO than us. I just want to know, like, is feudalism hiring? I feel like since we're like young, you know, we're just like primed to like want to work. You know, like you remember like take your kid to work day? Like that day that like you pretended to care about what your parents did. So you get out of school. It's just like, I don't know, I guess it was like supposed to inspire, you know, taking your kids to the office to inspire. Inspire depression. I mean, like those rows of like, you know, Hobbit-sized like cubicles and blinding fluorescent lights that like suitable for, I don't know, interrogation. It's just not good. And like I just remember like the day my dad, you know, like took me to one of those like take your kid to work day, and like just watching him, you know, shuffle papers all day, and like by the end he's just like, one day this could be you, and I'm just like, okay, could you just kill me now then? All right, guys. I would consider myself, you know, a minimalist, which sounds a lot nicer than saying I'm broke. I feel like a lot of people should live like a minimalist lifestyle, you know, like reducing their consumption, like all those minimalists who stand out in street corners and sleep in parks. It's much more sustainable. All right, on that groan, I'm Adam Lax. Thanks a lot.
Keep it going for Adam Lax, you guys. All right, I'm really excited about this next comedian because he wrote "Surprise Me" for his introduction, and so I hope this will surprise him. He set the world record for taking shits in urinals. Give it up for Richard Johnson.
Yeah, that is true because I'm gonna fucking bomb this set. But it doesn't matter. Yeah, I know. Yes, it's actually Richard Johnson on your screen, not bloated Wesley Snipes right here. It's good. Yes, I know. I'm getting ready to start my movie career. Actually, I'm about to play young and old Morgan Freeman, so I'm getting ready for that. But no, man, I feel stupid. Because my doctor told me I had ringworm, and I just thought that were just worms getting engaged to each other. So I'm dealing with that. Yeah. I mean, another thing is like my friend just came out to me as pansexual, and I told him I was thin crust sexual. So we're a lot of things right now, man. But no, on the real though, a lot of things have been going on because my girlfriend, she likes to call me things like sweetie, honey, and sugar, which it's great, but she knows I'm diabetic. So it really just irritates me. So I like to call her things that she'll not have. So I'm like, hey, good morning, equal pay. How are you doing? Yeah. Yeah. Hey, walking low tonight. What time is our dinner? Like, I gotta get back at her, you know? But we go together, you know? We're like white on rice, like yin and yang, Quentin Tarantino and the N-word. We go together, baby. We do. I love it. So on the real though, like I was thinking like Papa John just got out of a 20-month rehab for saying the N-word. Why? Well, I never thought you would have to go to rehab for saying that. And I don't understand that, you know? Like just give it to Little John. I would like to see a little chain of little Papa Johns. That'd be pretty dope to see. That'd be pretty sweet. I'm just thinking I haven't seen any new Pizza Huts anywhere else. Like what else? Like I haven't seen any BT films. I haven't seen any Tyler Perry films. I'm just trying to think. Like, what do you have to do for that? I'm just saying. Like, who else is in that class? Like, obviously Michael Richards is going to be in there. I'm trying to think. Paula Dean's going to be in there. Morgan Whalen. It's going to be a lot of people that's going to be in there. I'm just saying, man. I mean, he has to control his urges. He needs like a nicotine patch. That's what he needs. That's what he needs there. And I've been watching a lot of horror films, and there's this one that I've been watching, and I've been doing so much research on it. It's called Teeth. Yes.
Oh God.
Yes, it feels like some people know about this. It's about a woman who has teeth in her vagina. And I need to know, is that hereditary? Because it gets the phrase, she gets it from her mama, a realistic one. I need to know this. I just want to know, like, is it hereditary? Like, do you have to, like, floss both teeth? I need to know these things. I just have to understand that, man. But on the real though, I'm probably like the worst thing in the Black community, other than Candace Owens. I'm a Black vegan, which kind of sucks. My mom looks at me like that all the time. It's like, how do you eat meat? It's like, I go tofu, Mom. That's what I do. I don't do any of that. But thank you guys for my time. Thank you for having me. My name is Richard.
Woo! Keep it going for Richard Johnson. All right. And closing us out tonight, we have our final comedian who asked me to introduce him with, however, Ben Steinberg. Woo, 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 woo. Just roast out.
Thank you. Has everybody heard of God before? Everybody? I wonder if God's heard of us, though. You know, I think we make some major assumptions about God. Like, what if God's like Christianity? You know, this is the first time I'm hearing of it. Yeah, it doesn't ring a bell, you know? Imagine you have to be the one to tell God that he needs to read the Bible. You got to say, like, God, a lot happened in the Bible. He reads it. He's like, none of this happened. What are you talking about? Some people don't like it when, like, you talk baby talk to a dog. People think it's ridiculous. But, like, the alternative is to just do regular human speak to a dog, which is even more ridiculous. You know, it's not who's a good dog. Yes, you are. It's who's a good dog. Is it you? Is it? Answer me, damn it. All right. What's the? Well, that's new. Mark was talking about how Mark Hallworth. He was talking about how he knows somebody who just completely breaks down whenever the Toronto Maple Leafs don't win, and I love that. I love it. Every.
What?
Muted.
Muted yourself, bud.
Alrighty. It said the host muted you.
Sorry, I accidentally hit. I'm sorry, I accidentally hit the button. I'm really sorry.
It's all good. Don't worry about it.
You got more time.
I was just like, oh my god, I'm being canceled.
I'm sorry.
Over Maple Leafs.
Yeah. I didn't realize they were so sensitive about the. No, but so like I have a similar feeling about, but I feel that way toward like football teams and stuff like that. So like every year I watch the Super Bowl, and every year I secretly wish that somehow both teams would lose the Super Bowl. Like it would just be my dream, you know, because if one team loses, that's a lot of really miserable, angry fans. But if both teams lost, that is double the amount of absolutely miserable people. And that would make me just so happy. And people would be like, how could this happen? What went down? And I'd be like, how could this happen? Because life doesn't work out. That's why. Because shit happens. You know, things fall apart. Life gives you lemons. And this year, nobody won the Super Bowl. Deal with it. They'd be like, what? But all that effort for nothing? Yes, for nothing. I think the slogan, maybe it's... I screwed that up. I think the slogan, maybe it's Maybelline, should be changed to, oh, fuck, it's Maybelline! I used to work at a grocery store. About 6 months into that job, they gave me a 6-month review. Makes sense. And in that review, they said they wanted me to be more proactive, which I thought was weird because if I was more proactive, probably wouldn't be working at a grocery store now, would I? Alrighty. Is there anything else? Yes, I am 6 months sober. So, yeah. But, I mean, I'm not an alcoholic. I just haven't had a drink in 6 months. So technically, I'm 6 months sober. I just like getting over the goodwill of people by saying, 6 months, clap, 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 and then just destroying that. I realize this is a weird one. I realize there are some thoughts that I will never have. The problem is that I don't know what those thoughts are. Because if I think about them, that means I've had the thought, so that counts as a thought I've had. Therefore, there's this massive group of things I'll never think about. And every time I try to think about it, well, then that thing doesn't count in that group of things. 0 seconds left. I'm done. Thank you.
All right, guys, keep it going for Ben Steinberg. Woo! And boo me for accidentally muting him. I'm really sorry about that.
You're good. That was
so,
really funny.
yeah,
Who said that?
I'm
That was
sorry.
That
So, guys, that was our final comic of the evening. Please be sure to plug your pluggables in the chat if you haven't done so already, or plug them again. Just really promote yourself. Tom, you want to close this out, buddy?
Yeah, I do. Here we go. Oh, yeah. All the good times. All right, that's it for tonight, everybody. We're going to stop streaming. But I want to give a big thank you to all the comedians who performed tonight. My awesome co-host, Brooks, and to you, our audience. Actually, like, having people watch it and being active tonight is good. I'm not used to it. But if you enjoyed the show and you want to support the stream, please consider making a donation of any size at district-comedy.live. And have a great night, everybody. Goodbye.